Hi everyone, welcome to GBTV Live Just In. I am your hostess Dominique, and today it looks a little bit different. This is going to be a very fun and exciting episode we're going to have going on. You guys know this is my favorite GBTVs. We love doing our Just Ins to give you guys the new things that we have in our collection. And we have our returning guests. We have Miss Cindy from Early Literacy. We have Tracy, who's from Information Services, and then we have Margaret, who is our Division Chief of Public Services. So they're going to all do their usual, and I'm excited to hear what new stuff we have going on today for all of you. And we're going to start off, as always, with Miss Cindy. And Miss Cindy, so what cool things we got going for families?
Well, I want to say I hope all the children out there today had a great first day of school if you started school today. So my first book that I'd like to talk to you about today is called On My Papa's Shoulder by Nikki Daly. This little boy is going somewhere very special. When his mama takes him there, they hurry. When his go-go takes him, they go slowly. When his tata takes him, they walk and they splash in the puddles. But when his papa takes him, he lifts him onto his shoulders and he's as high as a cloud and he can see the whole world. Guess where he's going? You guessed it, school. So that is a very special walk that he takes to school with lots of different family members. So I hope you'll check that book out from the library, On My Papa's Shoulders by Nikki Daly. Next, I'd like to show you our special Code and Learn Kinderbot. Let's gear up for school with him, and we're going to just turn him on so you can hear. Can you hear him? Ooh, you can code this robot.
Oh, he moves.
Yes. You can learn your shapes, your colors, early math, and counting, following directions, and problem solving is just some of the things that you can learn with the Code and Learn Kinderbot. So if you would like to check that out, we have that in our Early Learning Center. It's a brand new toy. And if you have time for more playing after school, let's see if you can guess what you're going to play with. Look up on top of my head, all right? And I'm just going to show you just one of these very special unicorns.
They're so cute and sparkly.
They are cute and sparkly, and we have lots of them, and they have really cool names. So you'll have to check it out. And when you check this out, they have a whole list of their names. All the unicorns have a name. So I hope you'll check these and other fun toys out at our Kids Space Early Learning Center.
So how can they check them out?
You can come in, of course, and you can also put them on hold. Say you heard about this wonderful toy and you'd like to make sure that it's there and waiting for you. You can put that on hold. You can, they can ask for it to be put at our different branches. You can ask for it to be put at our drive-up window. You could also ask for something to be just held at the desk if you're coming in and you want to make sure that your item is there. But we're happy to help you find these and lots more fun things to check out.
Oh, thank you, Miss Cindy. So those are wonderful new things that are going on in Kids Space, as always. And I like the unicorn. I like the little big, so sparkly. Okay. All right. So we're going to go over and learn about some new adult services, some new adult collections we've got going. Correct, Margaret? So what new stuff you got to tell me this time?
Oh, I've got some great titles for you this time, Dominique. The first book I want to talk about today is called Many Daughters of Afong Moy by Jamie Ford. It was just released August 2nd. And you may recognize this author. It was the previous New York Times bestselling author of the book Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet. Although this is a fictional account, Afong Moy was a real person. She was the first woman to ever set foot in America. However, she was the first Chinese woman to ever set foot in America. However, this novel focuses many generations into the future on her ancestor Dorothy Moy, a poet who is channeling her mental health struggles into her art. But when she notices her daughter is starting to have the same mental health struggles and is suddenly remembering things from past lives of their ancestors. Dorothy realizes she has to take drastic action. So she signs up for an experimental treatment to help with inherited trauma, and she soon begins to really connect with past generations of the women in her family. This is a read with Jenna Pick from the Today Show. It's getting great reviews, starred reviews, and it kind of crosses all of those genres. I really like a book that goes like historical fiction, literary fiction, magical realism. I kind of like when it does that, Dominique.
Yeah. I know that's
You know?
you love those kinds.
I love those kind. It's
I
got
like
a
scary
lot of. I got some for you.
Okay,
don't worry.
good. Okay.
In fact, this next one, I was kind of on the fence with this next book. It also was released August 2nd by a debut novelist named Haley Scribner. It's called Dirt Creek. This is a thriller, bit of a wild card for me. It's a very gritty story, but really just great reviews. It's set in a small town in Australia called Durton, which they call Dirt Town. And 12-year-old Esther goes missing on her way to school. The community is torn apart with grief and suspicion. Esther's best friend, Ronnie, wants to find Esther and bring her home. And when their school friend says he saw Esther at the creek with a strange man, he thinks this is the break they need in the case. But the friend doesn't want to go to the police. What is going on in this town? Why are there so many secrets? That's for you to find out, Dominique, when you read the book.
I'm going to have to put it on hold and pick up here in Maine. Sounds good.
Yeah. It's like that kind of police procedural, if you like that. It almost sounds like it could be
like an
a
ID
Netflix.
channel kind of thing.
Yeah, like an ID channel.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm very curious to watch this new author and see
Okay.
what happens with this book, because it's going to have a lot of good word of mouth.
All right, you piqued my interest, Margaret. Okay.
Oh,
what else
well,
you
I got
for
another
us?
one then.
Okay,
You might like
okay.
another thriller I picked for you, Dominique.
Oh,
The third book.
Okay.
Now, this is a thriller, but this time it's a spy thriller. It's called Alias Emma. It's by Ava Glass. And in this book, brand new, newly minted spy, Emma Makepeace, is on her first operation in London. And she's working for an organization only known as the Agency. She has to track down this innocent man who's being targeted by the Russian government, but the Russians have hacked into every CCTV camera in London. She has to find him, elude their view, capture this man who does not want to be saved, and deliver him to MI6 within 12 hours. Will she do it? I don't know.
We don't
Edge
know,
of
right?
your seat thriller, Dominique.
That sounds
this
like
one
that's
could be a
the
quick,
ticket there.
Yeah,
Okay.
quick read. I thought you'd really like that
Oh, yeah.
one. I
I
think
like
it's going
that
to be,
one.
yeah, it's an exciting adventure. Kind of, they say it's like the show Killing Eve meets James Bond. So
It does sound about right. Okay.
Good.
So how can I check? How can I put this? How can I get it? How can I reserve it? What's a good way to do that?
yeah, this one is so new. The copies at the library are still on order. So get your holds in now. I'm telling you, I think they're going to pile up. So go online,
Okay.
gailborden.info, and look for Alias Emma and get your name on that list now.
Oh, don't worry. As soon as this episode is over with, I'm going to run on my mobile phone and I'm going to put it on reserve. So don't everyone
Right
else
through
do
the
the
app,
same.
right through the app.
Exactly. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Margaret. That was wonderful, wonderful selection again from you. I appreciate it. And now we're going to the movies. Milk Does rating. So let's see what's happening here, Tracy. So what three movies you got going for us?
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
She looks serious.
I'm serious about this. Everybody's been so polished, but I have a lot to say, so forgive me for using my notes. First, we're going to start with The Lost City from 2022. This stars Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, and a surprise cameo. I won't tell you who. I was surprised, happily surprised, so look for that. Okay, this is an action, romance, comedy thing where a reclusive author named Loretta Sage writes about exotic places in her popular romance novels that feature a handsome Fabio-like cover model named Alan, Channing Tatum. While out, reluctantly, on a book tour to promote her new book, she gets kidnapped by an eccentric billionaire who hopes that she can lead him to an ancient city's lost treasure from her latest story. Determined to prove that he can be a hero in real life and not just on the pages of her book, Alan sets off to rescue her. It sounds cheesy, but it's just so fun. Movie watchers of a certain age, no, me.
It kind of reminds me of a Jewel of the Nile.
There's a movie called Romancing the
Romancing the Stone. That's
from
it.
back in the day with
That's
Kathleen Turner and
Yep.
Michael Douglas.
Yes.
It's a similar idea.
Okay.
Action, romance, comedy, fun, good chemistry, fun to watch. The Lost City is just a gentle, watchable, fun comedy, and there's really nice chemistry between Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, which is also nice to watch. These folks are excellent. I mean, they've got some serious dramatic chops, but they also have great comedic skills as well. I laughed out loud a few times during this movie, and so did my I'm not a movie guy husband, which says a lot. So he didn't laugh out loud, but he chuckled, and that's kind of a big deal. Take my word for it. So his comment was, they're both very funny in a down-to-earth way, and you don't know it, but that is a ringing endorsement. So definitely check this movie out. It's just a good time.
So how many milk duds would you give it?
Good question. Excellent. I'm glad you asked. I'm going to go 3 milk duds on this one.
Oh, 3.
Fun,
3 out of 4.
accessible, rewatchable, some laugh out louds. 3 milk duds on that
All
one.
right. Okay.
All right.
So what's the next movie you got for us?
On to our next.
All right.
Allow me to flip my page. Now we're going to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, also a 2022 release. You Marvel fans might be excited about this. I'm going to take it in a different direction. You might remember that in Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange casts a spell that accidentally opens the multiverse. So in this movie, he has to team up with a mysterious girl from his dreams who's able to somehow travel across all of these multiverses. He battles multiple threats, including other versions of himself in other universes, which threaten to wipe out millions of people across multiple realities across the multiverse. I'm going to go ahead and call this one When Bad Movies Happen to Good Actors. Sorry to all you Marvel fans, but I took it there. I went there. This movie is chock full of excellent actors. I mean, you've got Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, and they even pull in Patrick Stewart, John Krasinski, Charlize Theron. But they just...
even someone from The Office was in that for a brief moment. So,
but even with all these folks and all of their skills and capabilities, they just can't save it from chaos and painfully lame dialogue. If you agree with me, I would love to hear why. Please, tell me what you loved about it. Tell me what I missed. If you're a Marvel fan looking for action, you are absolutely going to find that in this movie. There's really cool special effects and CGI as well.
Yes.
So I will give credit where credit is due. But I award no milk duds. No milk duds. So we were talking about Marvel stuff. And if you're a Marvel fan, and that's okay, you might really get into this because it is another one of those graphic novels turned television series, and I highly recommend it. So I'm going to go over the setup again just real quick, the premise, just to get you hooked on this because it's worth it. One day in 1989, 43 infants are inexplicably born to random, unconnected women who showed no signs of pregnancy the day before. 7 of these children are adopted by billionaire industrialist Sir Reginald Hargreaves, who creates the Umbrella Academy and prepares these children to save the world. In their teen years, though, the family fractures and the team disbands. Fast forward to present time, and when the 6 of the surviving members reunite upon the news of their father's passing, they work together to solve a mystery surrounding his death, but their divergent personalities start to pull them apart again. They have to work together while they discover that a global apocalypse is yet another imminent threat. Now, this is a very cool series from the mind of My Chemical Romance lead singer Gerard Way, which is an interesting side note.
I didn't know that.
So the library just got season 2 of the Umbrella Academy. We also have 1. I highly recommend that you start with 1 because the storyline builds and it's done beautifully. It's smart, it's creative, it's action-packed, it's got a juicy storyline, very cool character development, and very, very binge-worthy. So this is the stuff that you get excited about when a new season is announced. So again, the library has seasons 1 and 2 on DVD. Come and get them. Season 3 is currently streaming, so you can start now and be ready for 3 to come out on DVD when it arrives at the library. Good stuff, good soundtrack, I want to throw that in there. And so, many milk duds. 4 milk duds.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
It's
perfect
excellent.
score.
Highly recommend.
I
hope I
agree.
hooked you on it, and if I didn't, don't listen to a thing I say, just watch it.
So on a count of 3, who is your favorite character from Umbrella Academy?
Klaus.
I didn't
I
count
love
yet.
Klaus.
Tracy, I was supposed to count to 3. Okay, I was gonna agree. Klaus as well. Yes, I love Klaus.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you will end up building a connection with maybe like 1 or 2 characters, but there's going to be that one character that really speaks to you. But I love that show. I love it. I love it. Totally agree to watch it. All right. So we've gotten so much information from Kid Space to adult collections to movies. This GBTV, I have to say that in 2 weeks, the Wizard of Oz exhibit will be going. So if you haven't came out and seen it yet, come pay us a visit and enjoy the Wizard of Oz exhibit while it's still here. It's an amazing exhibit, and we have an exhibit up here as well, open book, and you've seen that on our Facebook page. So come out to our main library and enjoy wonderful things. Check out these wonderful materials that we talked about as well as many more. And that actually completes our episode for today. And I want to thank all of you for coming out, for actually coming and watching us and enjoy this wonderful episode. I want to thank our guests for being here and taking the time and sharing all this wonderful information. So I am your host, Dominique, and you all have a wonderful day. Take good care.